Hollywood is in turmoil. In a world where secrets are often hidden behind designer suits and the glow of stage lights, the curtains are now being torn down, layer by layer. And standing at the center of this storm is none other than the comedian often dubbed the madman who saw the future, Katt Williams.
Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
If you've never heard the name Katt Williams before, you're about to understand why he's far from your typical comic. In a podcast that once stirred up a storm, Katt predicted, with eerie accuracy, the downfall of some of entertainment's biggest names. Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, and yes, even Diddy. That's right, Diddy, the hip-hop mogul and backstage powerhouse of the American music scene, is now facing a courtroom battle that could shatter his entire legacy. And the strangest part? Katt had warned the world long before a single lawsuit was ever filed. In today's video, you're not just going to hear about allegations. You'll be stepping into a world that Katt Williams himself describes as a war between God and the anti-God. From mysterious parties behind closed doors to big names like T.D. Jakes, Usher, Ben Affleck, and even J.Lo, all of them seem caught up in a whirlwind that Katt calls the 2024 purge. The big question is Katt Williams truly a prophet in the entertainment world, or just a madman who happened to get it right? Let's unlock each door of truth in the next 20 minutes, and uncover what's really keeping Hollywood up at night.
Motherfuckers be gay in Hollywood, you never fucking expected. They be having these big-ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited than a motherfucker to be at the mansion party. You be looking at all the goddamn rooms, and you fuck around and look in the wrong room and shit. Come here, come here. Is that 2 niggas kissing? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting the body. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. T.G. Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
To understand why Katt Williams' words send chills down people's spines, we need to look back at the journey he's walked in this brutal entertainment industry. Katt isn't a star born into privilege or backed by Hollywood. He grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio, a place far removed from the glitter of showbiz, and he did so in harsh circumstances. Once homeless and living in his car, Katt got into stand-up not for fame, but for survival. That background gave Katt a very different perspective on Hollywood, one that's sharp, almost cold. While many celebrities use their fame to build business empires, Katt used the stage to talk about what he witnessed in the shadows. And time and again, things he said in jest turned out to be eerily prophetic. Like when he spoke of Michael Jackson, saying, "Hollywood doesn't want a black star to get too powerful." Or when he brought up Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, even Oprah, all of whom would soon find themselves at the center of controversy. What's unique about Katt is that he never backs down. During an appearance on the Club Shay Shay podcast with Shannon Sharp, Katt stared directly into the camera and said something that sent shivers down viewers' spines. We're about to witness the biggest cleansing Hollywood has ever seen, because the light is shining through, and the darkness has nowhere left to hide. He stressed that 2024 would be the defining year, when familiar faces would fall, not because of rumors, but because the truth would finally come out in court. When Katt mentioned Diddy in the same breath as powerful pastors like T.D. Jakes or artists like Usher, it wasn't just shock value. It was a warning. And the scariest part is, every detail of that warning is now starting to come true. No one believed Katt Williams, until everything he said started happening.
Good, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good because I know the truth.
T.D. Jakes, do not speak against homosexuality.
As a shock to many in the religious community, Bishop T.D. Jakes has been a spiritual advisor to presidents and a religious voice to thousands. Now he says it's time to pass the baton to a new generation.
This is a beautiful moment for me.
From the pulpit Sunday, Bishop T.D. Jakes announced that he was stepping down from leadership at the Potter's House, the Dallas megachurch he founded in 1996 and has led ever since.
I cannot afford, especially after November, to risk something happening to me and you be sheep without a shepherd.
This is video from the service Jakes is referencing in November. It wasn't until months after his medical incident that he confirmed to the public he had a heart attack. Now, 5 months later, he told his congregation he had been preparing his daughter, Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts, and his son-in-law, Pastor Torrey Roberts, to take the lead.
The 11th day of Diddy's trial has just wrapped, and every minute inside the courtroom is peeling back another mask that Hollywood has long kept hidden. Diddy, whose real name is Sean Combs, isn't just facing typical accusations. This isn't some civil lawsuit or media scandal. This is a federal investigation, with prosecutors vowing to expose a network tied to sex crimes, abuse of power, and human trafficking. One of the most explosive developments? Prosecutors are planning to call Katt Williams as a witness. That move doesn't just prove Katt wasn't joking when he said, "I've heard it all, seen it all." It shows that what was once dismissed as crazy talk from an unhinged comic may actually be a crucial lead in a massive criminal investigation. A witness, whose identity is being kept secret for safety reasons, testified in court that they were once taken to Diddy's so-called party mansions, where numerous music and media stars were present. These gatherings weren't just social events. They were described as systematic exploitation, with clear organization, selection, and backstage coordination. The most shocking part? Katt Williams had once described these parties, almost identically. The mansion had multiple rooms, and each room was a different kind of party. Some were VIP only. Some were for special tastes. If you walked into the wrong room, you'd see things you could never unsee, Katt had once said in an interview. And now, that chilling description is no longer just his account. It's being confirmed by testimonies before a jury. Even more alarming, the witnesses aren't just pointing fingers at Diddy. They're naming others, people Katt had previously warned about, like Usher, T.D. Jakes, and even some political and media figures. Diddy's not going down alone, an FBI source reportedly told the press. We're expanding the investigation, and what we found so far is just the tip of the iceberg. With each day of trial, another layer of Hollywood is being stripped bare. Gone are the red carpet photos and million-dollar smiles, replaced by chilling testimonies, minute-by-minute breakdowns of what really happened behind closed doors. And with every revelation, Katt Williams' voice echoes louder, like a warning bell we all ignored for too long. When a real storm hits, it doesn't just take down one person. And while Diddy is the focus right now, it seems clear, he's not going down alone. As Katt once boldly declared, Diddy's not going down by himself. Anyone who shook his hand, went to his parties, stayed silent when they knew, they're all going to pay too. And strangely enough, as the trial kicked off, one by one, big-name celebrities began disappearing from public view or quietly stepping down from positions of power. One of the most notable names to suddenly retreat is T.D. Jakes, the powerful pastor who leads the Potter's House, one of the largest congregations in America. For over 2 decades, he's been a symbol of spiritual strength, inspiring millions and even advising U.S. presidents. But just days before the Diddy trial began, T.D. Jakes unexpectedly announced his resignation, citing health reasons and a desire to let the next generation lead. A surprising move, and at such a sensitive moment, it's hard not to wonder, is something being hidden?
Ben Affleck actually recently walked away from J.Lo because these allegations were coming out.
And isn't there even some concern that, or proof that Pastor T.D. Jakes?
Well, I'm getting right there. So there's this big list that Diddy said, I'm not going down alone. Because Katt Williams went on a podcast a while back, and Katt Williams, who's a well-known comedian in the black community for a long time, he went on a podcast and basically just regurgitated all this information that was just so valid. And he said, all these people, he said, you got God on one side, and then you got the other side. And he said, the other side, they're all going down in 2024. And he mentioned that he was offered $50 million 4 separate times to join in with these Diddy parties to basically be sodomized. And he turned it down every time.
To help his career.
To help his career, to bring his career to the next level.
T.D. Jakes isn't the only one. Another high-profile connection now under scrutiny is the seemingly stable relationship between Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. In recent weeks, rumors have surged that the couple is living apart, and that Ben has even moved out of their shared home. The reason? According to some insiders, Ben doesn't want his name associated with the chaos surrounding Diddy, someone who had a very public relationship with J.Lo years ago. What's even more interesting is that Katt Williams had alluded to this in a comedy routine. Diddy once had a thing for a very famous Latin singer, and that never really ended in his mind. It's hard to write all of these off as mere coincidence. When a figure like Katt Williams maps out an intricate web of connections, placing Diddy at the center with various satellites revolving around him, every sudden exit and every health-related break starts to feel less like strategy and more like a hasty retreat. On social media, people have begun referring to it as the Katt Williams effect, where everyone he's ever called out is now quietly stepping back. And when you start connecting the dots of those who vanished, the list grows longer than anyone could have imagined. But Katt Williams isn't just the storyteller in this narrative. He's become a central figure in a battle he willingly stepped into. In a world where fame can be bought, where power can be traded, and silence can be paid for, Katt is one of the few who's ever said no. And not just once. In an interview, Katt claimed he turned down 4 separate offers, each worth $50 million, just to attend what he called special parties, which he described as shortcuts to glory. These weren't just casual parties. He was crystal clear: I knew what they wanted. They didn't need me to be an actor, they needed me to close my eyes and bow my head, like all the others who got picked. But Katt chose otherwise. He said no to the money, no to the leading roles, no to the glitz, just to preserve what he called a clear mind in a world gone mad. That choice, by his own account, came with a high cost. Deals vanished, shows got cancelled, and the media turned on him. At times, Katt was even arrested under strange circumstances, which he believes were orchestrated setups to damage his reputation. But despite it all, Katt never changed his tune. He kept getting on stage, calling out names others wouldn't dare whisper. And he kept repeating one mantra: the truth doesn't need makeup. There's even a legendary moment. In a 2015 show, Katt did a skit pretending to sell his soul to showbiz. He walked out with a suitcase full of fake cash, wearing a sparkling tuxedo, and yelled out amid the crowd's laughter, "If this is what it takes to be on TV, then I'd rather be a YouTuber." At the time, people laughed, thinking it was just another punchline. But in hindsight, that line doesn't feel so funny anymore. It feels like a declaration. And perhaps it's that clarity, that refusal to compromise, that now makes Katt Williams such a critical piece in the Diddy case. Not because he participated in the madness, but because he was invited, saw it all firsthand, and walked away. Someone who says no to corruption often ends up holding more truth than anyone else. While the trial is unfolding behind closed courtroom doors, a different trial is happening online, one driven by TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, where users are turning every quote, every clip of Katt Williams into viral content. And this time, people aren't just watching, they're commenting, remixing, creating memes, and turning the entire drama into a visual spectacle with no end in sight. Hashtags like #DiddyTrial, #KattWasRight, and #HollywoodExposed shot to the top of Twitter's trending list within 48 hours of Katt Williams being mentioned as a potential witness. TikTok videos compiling his old quotes, about TD Jakes, about Usher, about J.Lo, are racking up millions of views each. One TikToker named Truthantia, with nearly 2 million followers, even reenacted a dramatic scene Katt once described, about walking into a room and seeing 2 famous men, completely undressed. The video was equal parts shocking and hilarious, and pulled in over 12 million views overnight. On Instagram, the memes are spreading like wildfire. One viral meme shows Diddy in a hoodie, staring out the window with the caption, "I'm not going down alone." The photo has since been remixed countless times. Diddy sinking with the Titanic, Diddy as the villain in a horror movie, you name it. Another popular meme page even created a video mashup titled Hollywood's Endgame, with Katt Williams edited into the role of Doctor Strange for seeing the future, and Diddy panicking like Thanos. The viral explosion of this content isn't just a sign of internet obsession, it's proof of something bigger. Katt Williams is no longer the crazy stand-up guy. He's now the face of what many are calling the truth that couldn't stay buried. And perhaps more importantly, an entire generation of viewers, who've grown disillusioned with traditional media, are now following this saga through independent creators, commentary clips, and long-form breakdowns on YouTube and TikTok. They share it, debate it, even make parody versions of it. But most of all, they're paying close attention to every twist and turn, as if this isn't just a Hollywood scandal, but a lesson in the choice between fame and integrity, between silence and courage. Now that social media has chosen to side with Katt Williams, maybe that great awakening he once warned us about has truly begun.
Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Kid, I need to know. You here, get your number.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Come on.
Because early on you was accusing me of being...
Katt, man. Katt.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, but you know, some of these people...
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Katt, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner, you my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. We gonna do it together. We gonna do some buddy cop shit. I said, Martin, you got my motherfucking word, my nigga. Go do what you gotta do. When you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's House 2. I almost died. And I gotta read this script from all these good white people. Where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can be playing a dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson. And that's who they went and got. Twice I said it, they went and got him. Just like I'm telling you, I had that other dude's work. I had all of it. All I did was say, I want to punch it up so it's not offensive to real niggas. And that's how I got in this position.
We've just taken a journey that feels less like celebrity gossip and more like a dramatic documentary, with Katt Williams as the central figure, a comedian with the soul of a whistleblower, with Diddy, once the king of hip-hop, now facing the possibility of total collapse, and with an entire power structure in Hollywood slowly unraveling under the weight of the secrets it tried to bury. From warnings brushed off as jokes, to offhand stage comments now echoed in courtrooms, to the mysterious disappearances of once untouchable celebrities, all of it is forming a domino effect that no one can seem to stop. What's truly terrifying isn't just what Katt Williams has already said, it's what he hasn't said yet. One thing we always stress on this channel is that the truth in the entertainment world often arrives late. But when it does, no star can shine forever under stage lights without eventually facing the spotlight of truth. Hollywood is no longer the flawless dream it once sold to the world. It's becoming a mirror, one that reflects society back at itself. A place where idols can become defendants, and punchlines can become pieces of evidence. And when we take a step back and look at the bigger picture, what's truly unsettling isn't just about Diddy, or Katt Williams, or any of the names that have been mentioned. What makes this entire situation so terrifying is that it exposes something we've all quietly suspected, but never dared to confront. In showbiz, power doesn't come from talent, it comes from compliance. And the price of refusing to comply can be everything. Your career, your reputation, even your personal safety. Katt Williams is living proof of that choice. He doesn't own a media empire. He doesn't have a powerful PR machine behind him. But he does have one thing, an unshakable belief that the truth once spoken will spread on its own. And he was right. From the cold courtrooms of California to the hidden corners of TikTok and Reddit, the name Katt Williams has become a symbol of quiet resistance, not just against Diddy as a person, but against the very system that protected Diddy for the past 2 decades. Some people say, Hollywood is eating itself. Maybe they're right. Or maybe, this is just the first chapter of a much longer cleansing process. Will more names come out? Will secrets once buried deep behind the scenes finally be exposed? And if so, who will be the next Katt Williams? Who will have the courage to step up, to face it, to speak the truth, without needing fame in return? The answer may not come from mainstream media. It may not come from the big networks. It may come from channels like this one. From independent creators, from people editing videos in their bedrooms, but reaching millions across the world. Because you know what? Social media isn't just a place where scandals go viral, it's also a tool for bringing truth closer to justice. And that's why we make videos like this. Not for views, but to tell the stories that are being forgotten. To speak up for the ones who don't have a voice. And to remind all of us that a truly free world doesn't begin with agreement. It begins with someone brave enough to speak up first. So what do you think about Katt Williams? Is he really a visionary, or just the only person bold enough to say out loud what everyone else knows but is too afraid to admit? Do you believe Diddy is in this alone, or is an entire system finally being exposed? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, because what you say might just become part of a much bigger conversation the whole world is watching. And if you think stories like this deserve to be told, hit that subscribe button to stay with us. Like this video if you support people who dare to speak the truth, and turn on notifications so you won't miss a single chapter, because the next part of this story may already be in the works. The news, the drama, the truth, it's all coming back very soon. We've got so much more to talk about. See you in the next video.